Let's go!
Yes, sir.
Arkansas fans, today we are breaking down the 5 worst calls against the Hogs in Razorback history. We'll give you a few honorable mentions, starting off here with this play versus LSU in the Golden Boot rivalry. Stephen Ridley makes an amazing missed tackle right here. If you tackle him in bounds, the game probably is close to being over, and it is clear he did not get out of bounds here. Is this even reviewable? I don't know, but it's clear his knee is down. The ball is not yet out of bounds. Tough-ish angle for the sideline judge, but he is right there. All right, so we get to the Pony Express play. All right, this is a throwback, and I wasn't going to do pre-modern era. Most of my college football content focuses in just on, basically the past 20 or so years. But I brought this up in a Hog Facebook group. Shout out Hog HQ. This was such a bad pass interference call. All right, so you get an extra angle here. You know what's funny about the LSU call, now that I think about it? I was on the field for that game. And I remember I actually faced off against Alex Tejada, the kicker, who ended up losing the game, obviously missing the kick. He was a great high school competitor. So is that pass interference? I don't know. Is that shielding and cutting off the receiver? I don't know. You guys tell me. A lot of you know how much I hate the battle line rivalry, Arkansas, Missouri. It's so forced. Not really a whole lot of compelling games. This was a very clear offsides on a 4th and 4 situation. But you're probably not winning this game with Lindsey. I don't even remember his first name. He's terrible. But, the false, it stopped everything. And he's thinking he has a free play, so he just chunks it up. And it ends up getting intercepted. It's clear as day. So the offensive line never actually went off because I think they were going on go. And the center snapped, obviously, to get the offsides penalty. And the fact that that wasn't called is just really bad. All right, so we get to this one. The score was 28-7 Alabama. So I won't spend too much time on this because Alabama is winning the game regardless. This did force Brett Bielema to run on the field and attack, essentially, the referees. That's not holding, though. It kind of looks like it. Normally, if a spin move is burning a tackle, they will hold. But that's just not holding. It's just not. It looks like it, but it's not, and you got to get it right. And this touchdown, once again, made it a 28-13 and would have been 14 game going in to the end of the half. But, yeah, just a bad call. Here's Bert. What a legend. So we have the Arkansas-Tennessee Liberty Bowl. We'll talk about 2 plays that apparently were a lot more controversial ones than this one. According to Whole Hog Sports, there is a hold right here by the left tight end. There was not a hold. I'll go through this really quickly. There's definitely no hold on this side of the line of scrimmage. So it had to have come from this side. A player just kind of jumps up here, and they said it was on the left side tight end. He was the one that actually got thrown backwards. Apparently, there could have been a tug maybe here, but not really. The field goal was good, and this would have made it a 16-7 2-possession ball game here, but that wasn't the case. A phantom holding call, apparently. So I've had some great discussions with my buddy Andrew Hutchinson of Best of Arkansas Sports. If you want to see my Best of Arkansas Sports article I wrote for them a few weeks ago on the present day Razorbacks, it is linked down below. But we do get this screen pass. I believe Richardson is the running back's name. This was also brought up in the Hog HQ Facebook post. I'm not going to spend too much time on it because we just don't have a whole lot of good video evidence. We didn't get another angle. So there's a fumble of some kind here. First off, it's tough to see if he's not even out of bounds. Just based on where the numbers are and based on kind of where this pile is, if any Tennessee player, let's just say its foot's out of bounds or whatever, it's out of bounds and it's still Arkansas's possession. So to have that many people and then to that quickly, point that Tennessee has the ball is crazy. Maybe the ref did see a Tennessee player with the ball clearly and then pointed that way, and then it got fought back through with their Arkansas player, and he was able to get it back. I'll show you a screenshot here from the great Bob Holt, Whole Hog Sports, and this is how they explained it. They said that an Arkansas player did eventually hand the football to the white hat here. The white hat mysteriously gets into this pile, and we don't actually see who hands the football to the white hat, but according to reports, it was an Arkansas player who handed the football to the referee, thus meaning it still should be Arkansas ball. A few plays after this, Tennessee was able to go score the game-winning touchdown and win this game 14-13. So this has to be in the top 5 for me. I'm shocked that nobody mentioned this one on any of my Facebook posts, any of my tweets regarding the subject, because this one is pretty cut and dry. There is no interpretation on this one. That is a clear false start penalty, and it's clear when all 3 of the receivers are pointing this out. I mean, there's just no other way around it that is a false start, and it should have been 5 yards. That same receiver is the one who scores the touchdown that ultimately wins the game. It is a very good play design, fake the screen, and then the wide receiver stops and goes. You got him over the middle, and, well, you guys know the rest. Touchdown over Brooks Ellis. Once again, you could see it here. I mean, a clear jump. That is a clear flinch. And I want you to notice, it looks like the referee is getting ready to rip this. Watch. It looks like that's a hand on the pocket right here. It is the line judge's call as well. And he's got every single coach telling him it was a false start. Normally, if it's this many people pointing at a player for a false start, it is a false start. Then get to the play of this game, which gave Auburn the early lead. Now, this game was very back and forth throughout, but to me, this was a fumble. All right, so let's get another angle here. Clearly not in yet. When does this ball come out? That looks like the ball right here. And yeah, that's out. I mean, it's so close. It is so close. So I could hear out an argument to stay with the call on the field. And then they even did a side-by-side. I guess these clips are perfectly in sync. Bye. Okay, I'm done. All right, so ball is out now. It's still so tight. It really is. It's just the fact that Arkansas really didn't get any of these 50-50 fumble calls to go their way. Now, you can make a very strong case that this should be number 1. It's firmly in the top 3 because there was some very questionable things that went against the Razorbacks. So right here on this throw from Cam Newton, it was a bullet, obviously, because Cam is just a freaking beast. As you can see, Blake, the receiver, is still up. And they called excessive hitting right here on the Razorbacks. He's still up, right? And they said that this happened after the whistle blew. I'm not playing the audio, but it was not excessive. And there he is. Bobby's pretty upset, and I'll give you the extra angle here. It's clear that he's not down yet. So the whistle blew right around when he started throwing him down because he is still technically up. So I thought, of course, this was not a good call. Does it look excessive? Yes. Auburn had one other truly elite player on this team, and that was Nick Fairley. And if you're going to call that excessive, this hit that knocked Ryan Mallett out of the game, that's got to be excessive as well. So this right here was another 50-50 call that went against Arkansas in this game. 24-21, 7 seconds left to go. Cam Newton throws his football up. It is a 50-50 ball. And I can make the case for pass interference, and I can also make the case for it not being pass interference. Let me give you another angle here. And these kinds of 50-50 pass interference calls are the worst, right? Because he never actually just pulls him down. Does he kind of shield him and impede him from going back to the football? Yes. I'm always a little bit more lenient, though, to a DB turning back towards the football. Is that PI? I mean, it could go either way. I've seen it also let go. This allowed this to be a shorter field goal. Bynum was a good kicker for Auburn that year, so he's probably making the field goal anyway, but it did make the field goal kick easier to give Auburn an extra 3 points before the half. A no-doubter here, the Florida ending, obviously Arkansas up 20-13. And this was the Florida Gators team, I believe, that didn't win the national title. But still, obviously, Tim Tebow was such a big draw. And obviously, you want to make sure Florida remains as unblemished as possible. This is a very bad pass interference call. Obviously, there's not a whole lot of contact. The ball is underthrown because it's Tim Tebow. One final look at it. Yeah, I mean, if he didn't turn his head and intentionally just kept him from coming back to the football, then that's PI. But it's a bad call. And then obviously this is the single worst call from this game, and definitely one of the worst calls I have ever seen. So who knows if Florida doesn't continue on this drive and score and tie the game. They probably do. It's impossible to know. So it was a personal foul, and here it is. Okay, 96 Shepard, 76 Gilbert. All right, so it's 76 Gilbert trying to come destroy Shepard and get a cheap shot in. So Shepard just holds his ground, and really it's still 76 taking it to him, and he's it's just still so funny to me that they call this. It's just the worst call. It's the worst call. If you want to get him for staring over him like that. So I'm not doing this to troll. I've spoken to Clint Stoernover a few times, and correct me if I'm wrong, okay? It looks like he still has possession here, and that should just be him being down right here. Is this ball loose? Is he losing control of the ball there? Okay, I'm not sure. And the thing that kind of sucks about this is every quarterback would tell you that tripping on a lineman's foot is always the worst. That's as much on Burlsworth as it is Stoernover. So it wasn't really even a fumble by Stoernover. That, man, it's cut off. It's cut off right here. Ref has a really good look at it. I'm gonna put this number 2 on my list. I mean, is there another angle? I couldn't find another angle. That's possession, and unless this is bobbling out of his hand, to me it looked like he sat the ball on and if he has possession and the ball is on the ground, that technically is the ground causing the fumble. Go, Arkansas fans. I have a special treat for those that waited till the very end. You are looking at a text conversation with Clint Stoernover that I had, and he agrees with me. So who am I to argue with him? So let me know what you guys think. Now, there is a true all-time bad call that actually should be number one, and it's floating right here. I've already done a breakdown on it and the referee's long history of bad calls. So watch it right here. It is Power Hour SEC. Boom. And tonight, going to Little Rock for some sushi. Let's go.